All right, welcome back, Club Noir. As you can see, we got the same fits on. So, the same day. We couldn't even leave the episode. We couldn't.
Too much.
There's a lot to unfold.
There was so much that we just had to say.
We did not even get into it like that. We wanted to dive deeper below the surface.
We only gave y'all the appetizer. We ain't have the entree.
Now don't get me wrong. That was a very tasty appetizer.
That's what I'm saying. And like, Club Noir is all about having deeper than surface level conversations. So we're gonna jump back into round two. Big shout out Deona, big shout out Joao, staying with us. Jimmy, let's toss the next topic.
Yeah.
Oh, bad. Well, y'all tell me how spicy y'all want to start this off because
Spicy. Last one, y'all got seasoning. Now y'all get spice. You need this. Let's go.
You know what, bad? You know what we could talk about? Because I know we talked about, we talked about red flags, green flags. We talked about just certain things we wouldn't even like to deal with, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But high key, what's something that y'all see common today? Ooh, that y'all just can't stand. But then also, just for balance, something that you see commonly, if possible, that you really like.
So something that's common that we don't like and like.
Precisely.
Okay. Open relationships?
Which one does that fall under?
Do you like it?
Oh, I don't like it.
Okay.
Don't like it.
Talk to me.
Okay, so I'm in the notion that I'm more of a traditional guy. I like to be exclusive with my woman, who I'm gonna date. I don't want to share my girl with some other dude. I'm not about that. I tried it, and I did not like it.
No, they said don't knock it till you tried it. You tried it.
I tried it.
And he knocked it.
No, get me out of here. I don't want this.
He knocked it and tried it. It's just experience.
Best of both worlds. Deona, you can answer.
Oh,
Diamond's like, Deona, you can.
you know what this makes me think of that triggers me just a bit?
Fries that aren't like hot or like crispy, so they're just kind of
That
soggy
is a
and
problem.
lukewarm.
I actually like the soggy.
You're a problem.
You can go.
It tastes good. I don't know why.
I'm sorry, y'all. I know Subordinate as my friend. He said he was my and Jimmy's friend. I now rescind that comment.
Well, no, guys. I wasn't gonna talk about fries. I was actually gonna talk about hookup culture. Yeah, like it's just. Well, I just want to say this. I'm able to see the perspectives of both sides to this topic, but I have an opinion on it. But I'll let you guys go first.
Honestly, I agree. That's what I was gonna say.
Wait, which part? The fries?
Like, that's my critique.
I feel
Biggest
like a
critique?
parent. Like,
It's hookup culture, right? I feel as though people idealize on their social media. They say, "Oh, I want a nice house, a nice family, a nice monogamous marriage, healthy marriage." But then within the same social media, be like,
I want a Netflix and chill.
I want.
I was gonna say massage to keep it, PG, but
Oh, so we're not keeping it PG. Got it.
Nah, like I want.
This is TVMA.
I want a chiropractor, but without a license.
Yo,
like,
please stop.
like, and
I want to deliver pizza.
right, like, but without a pizza in the box. Like,
So what's in the box?
Just a box?
You know what's in the box.
what's in the box.
Please don't put it in a
cool
box. Please don't put it in a box. Like
Well, you don't put the box and take out the box, put it in another box.
Oh wait, so is the box just that, that thing that they put on pizzas that you kind of put on the middle and you rip apart? Is that the thing that's in the box?
It's putting your meat in the box.
Oh.
Yeah, you strap it on
That
yourself and
sausage.
just.
Sausage pizza is the best pizza, actually. So,
I hope you actually
in my
like it.
opinion.
Active pizza, yes, it's top tier. And I find it very weird because it's this kind of disconnect with not aligning yourself with your future endeavors and what you see yourself wanting. It's very weird. It's like, look, right? I want this thing that is very hard to come by, because it's finding someone who genuinely respects you and loves you, and you love them back, and it's reciprocated, and then to have a family on top of it, and then to be successful, and you both be successful, and have a home. That's not an easy task to have, right? But then to not do actions congruent to that, it's just weird.
Big facts.
And it's like, these people, Justin LaBoy or LA Boy, I don't know how to pronounce
Justin
that.
LA. Why do people call him LaBoy? Like, why does that make
I think
sense
that's
to
his
you?
name.
Because that's
Justin
a
LA
name.
boy.
Like I know people with that last name.
And people be quoting these pages, and it's just it's just weird comments, and people just participate in it. It's like, oh well, I don't know. That's one of my big critiques of the culture.
Yeah, I do you want to go first? 'Cause I know you brought it up. So.
I mean, you could go. I don't know.
Cool. Like, yeah, I definitely resonate with that. Like, at least for me, look, I understand. Yeah, not everybody is me. Everybody got different perspective on life, what they want. Sure, it's your prerogative. I don't personally care to a certain extent. All right, but I just know for me, like, I want calm, chill, loving, monogamous marriage, and so like every step that I will currently take with, let's say, like a significant other, will have to be congruent with that of what I want in my end goal. Just
Human
because,
creature of habit.
yeah, just because I know that this is just going to be something that this is literally going to be a habit that I know that I'm going to be doing for a while. Like now, let's say it may not be working with certain people, but of course that doesn't mean that I lessen the quality of how I engage with people. It just maybe means I have to improve as a person, or I just need a better vetting process too, so that I can select better on who receives that certain engagement, right? But however, it's just like I still want to make sure that all of my bonds that are like intimate and of this nature can or would basically lead to that goal, which would be that monogamous marriage. And so it's just like hooking up will not get me there, right? Slanging weight will not get me there.
I think it's BS. Oh,
It won't get me there. So it's just like
I'm told, because I'm
Not gonna
21,
do
right? I'm getting told, oh, make sure you be other women, go out and explore the world. I'm like, why?
word.
Why am I expected to be
facts.
out here being a plumber, laying pipe everywhere, when it's not fruitful? It is not fruitful, right? That you good, Jimmy?
Keep going.
Is that it? Keep going. Is that a pun?
Yeah. What? No.
Now, on a serious note, it's weird how you're expected to be irresponsible, immature, but at the same time be responsible.
Immature.
Get out, be mature. Like,
Word.
get up my house, build your own money, take care of yourself, pay your own bills, but don't foster a healthy relationship and build genuine relationships with partners who you want to be with, right?
Word.
Now, if you're in a polygamous, I got my own critiques. That's me. That's you. Okay, cool. I guess I have a different, really perspective. I'm not gonna argue your belief systems, your religious backgrounds. That's different. But if you're out here doing this and being unfaithful and practicing infidelity, grow up.
Nah, facts. Cause especially when it's just like, especially when they know, just like they will literally be like, I will openly admit that I don't care about this person, and I'm only spending time with them to take advantage of cheeks. It's just like, that's not a flex, bro. Like that sounds like you experienced a lot of emotional damage.
He
And
was
now-
waiting for this moment. He anticipated it.
But nah, it literally sounds like you're hurt, and then you're literally saying, all right, bet I refuse to create bonds with people. Just like, respectfully, that's not a good thing. Like, you're literally then saying that you're gonna make your pain become everyone else's problem.
Or you're literally, not only that, people need to understand too, the risk factor. You're mitigating risks to not feel pain. Well, you're not feeling any joy and love at the end of the day either.
Word. Which is the ironic part, because then they have to then keep doing it just to feel half fulfilled, when at the end of the day they just really don't. Which is
Yeah, I was down
getting
that.
more
I was
sad.
down that path back in a year ago. Like I hooked up with a couple of women, and then afterwards I'm just like, yeah, this is not wholesome for me. This is not fulfilling at all. Like like what you said, the whole stereotypes, when you're young in your 20s, go fool around. That's when that's your livelihood at that age. Tried it, did not enjoy it whatsoever because I haven't done anything like that for months now. Like I'm practicing just to be by myself and just save myself for that one person. You know, it's more meaningful when you value yourself to that one person instead of just devaluing yourself to multiple women.
I feel like I have a different view on this topic because if I'm being honest, I be hooking up. But it's not the fact that I be hooking up with just any and everybody. Like, oh yeah, let's hook up. I want to see you. It's like I'm not that accessible. I don't make myself accessible to anybody who wants to hook up. It's more so, okay, if I feel like I want to see this person, I want to hang out with this person. Sometimes, yes, women do also want to Netflix and chill. Will we tell you that?
No.
Whoa.
But it's like,
Whoa.
but it's like if you
Y'all remember in part 1 when they were talking about communication? Yes. Out the window.
No, but that's different because it's like
in 4K.
It is less likely for a woman to be like, oh, I want to Netflix and chill, and a guy just be like, oh, okay, and it's like it's okay. Like already they're looking at you some type of way. But if you bring it up and it's something that I wouldn't mind doing or I'd like to do with you, then I'm gonna agree to do it. Type thing. That doesn't necessarily mean I'm gonna hook up with you and then I'm gonna hook up with him and then no, you can hook up and it can just be with one person.
Well, I just want to say one thing.
Or you can hook up and it be two people. Like,
and this is why I just feel like nowadays women should initiate a lot, right? Just with like boundaries and how things were portrayed and things like that. Because there's a lot of doodle heads who wield penises. I'm not even calling men.
you said that and it's like I pictured a barrel of penis and big wheels.
A wheel like a lightsaber, not like a wheel that's like like a wheel.
That one. That didn't give me a better image. That was like, what you like that.
But yeah, it's just like, and I'm just like, I don't know. Like,
Wait, so what's your viewpoint on
What? I'm
on
confused.
friends with
Right.
benefits then?
no, what I'm saying, right? For example, it's like the guy making, I guess, like, saying what he wants, right? Like, I feel like, I agree, but I do feel like you said like, oh, we won't tell you. Nah, it should be mutual. Like
It should be,
if
but when you
want
think
an
about the
action-
thoughts of double standards and how often guys kind of put women in a category like, oh, if she doesn't give it up on the first night, 9 times out of 10 she's like wifey type, but that makes me want to go after her more. But if she gives it up on the first
Then
night,
it
then
was
I
just
value her
easy.
Which is
less.
true, but then
And
the
that
same can
goes
be
into
said
a lot
about
of
the double
things.
standard was saying that like, oh, men are predators and all they want is sex. So I'm saying is that, are we going to operate off of what is so socially the derogatory acceptable claim, or are we going to operate off what healthy relationship that we want to portray forward?
No,
I feel
but
like that's very
I get that, but at the same time, if I want to Netflix and chill, 9 times out of 10, if you also want to do that, you're going to say it, so I don't have to. Because
so
let's
you're,
say,
so you're operating. Oh, okay, my bad. Operating over more. What's the word? I don't want to say privilege. What's the word? Like a opportunistic experience. Because
it's like in a sense, like overall, me, if I'm comfortable enough with you, and this is not the first time we've hooked up or the first time we've done this, then I can just say that that's what I want. But let's say if it's the first time, I'm probably not gonna do that because I don't know how you think about things like that, and I don't want you to judge me based off that. Meanwhile, if it were you, I'm in a sense not obligated to judge you because of it.
But that's the thing. But that's the thing. You not showing your true intentions because you don't want to be judged just shows that you probably don't even trust the person in any way. Because here's the thing: if let's say reasonably want to start something out of with somebody, I shouldn't be afraid to express that. Just like how he said, like, if the burden is then only on us, many times there's no good option for when we would want to say like, yo, we want to do that, because it's gonna be like, oh, is this all you want? This is disrespectful. This is etc. Right? So it's just like it's kind of easy to play the game where we're just gonna say, well, I'm gonna let the other person do it first because other people may judge me. But at the end of the day, we have to be vulnerable enough to really say, I'm expressing myself.
You're vulnerable enough
and
to.
if you choose to not accept me that way, you're just not for me.
But
because
see,
That is true.
I feel like
being secretive about it just because you don't want to be judged for it, kind of shows a certain level of incompatibility because obviously you wouldn't even be hooking up with them anyway if he was going to judge you for it. So.
And
hooking up is
literally
secretive,
the
but
vulnerability
okay.
of vulnerables. You're butt naked doing things. Like, can you just acknowledge that? People, like, I was talking.
So
like,
people
someone
don't
was
actually
like,
watch Netflix and shit. Like y'all don't do that.
Well, me no.
Oh, I exclusively watch Netflix,
Let me
actually.
rephrase it. I exclusively watch Netflix. Right?
Especially if it's a good show.
Yeah, and
No,
I
no,
don't
no,
have
no. I'm
anyone
not
over
saying
my
by
house.
yourselves. Like if you like, let's say if you have woman company, you know, like, do you not think you can literally just watch Netflix and chill?
We could cook.
No, that's the thing. I'm saying like I'm more than willing to exclusively watch Netflix. I have no qualms, especially if it's a good show. Oh, come on.
And I feel like
All clothes
this,
stay on, but the food all gets eaten.
This
Sounds like
ties
a good
back
idea.
into
The actual food. The actual food, by the
mean,
way.
like,
Not
this
the other human. Actual prepped food.
She's a meal.
Veggies. Maybe some
devour.
protein of animals, maybe.
I mean, I feel like this also ties back into that communication thing. Especially if you're gonna hook up, the person that you're hooking up with, you guys have to be on the same timing. Like you guys have to know that like you guys just wanna hook up and that's what that is and y'all just here for that. Now I feel like you communicating what you want is the way to get through these types of situations. If you know that after you hook up with this person you're gonna catch feelings, then don't do it to yourself. Especially if that person doesn't want, you know, a relationship or want something with you. It's just like they just want to hook up, then you know that's just you and that person hooking up. But I feel like me specifically, it's about like what you want out of the situation. If this is a person where okay, you're just like, you know, I just want to get busy, whatever, and that's that. But if you're like, okay, you know, I actually want something with this person, then I wouldn't advise just. I mean, not saying that if you did hook up, that something couldn't come after that, but like, if you guys are just like, oh, we're just gonna hook up and that's gonna be that, that's gonna be that.
No, that's a
Which
big
is
fact.
exactly why hookup culture is not for me. It's not for me because I'm just not saying that it's something that's bad, but it's just not something for me.
Me personally, I think it's bad. I would say that's bad. Like me personally, I would say like because I
In
just
my single life,
it's just,
I'm enjoying it.
It's just I just feel like it's just very weird, especially with the dynamics people have and they'll turn for themselves. You're scared to ask a question, initiate how you come across, but you're willing to let them intrude and come across your body. Like that's just a weird dynamic to have, and I just can't understand it.
I mean, no judgment, but some people just want to have sex.
But I get that. But in terms of like saying that like, oh, like people are apprehensive to like initiating or like asking questions or dynamics, specifically in terms of like this socially accepted norm that men should initiate, women should receive. And like women who are down. Like I think if you are down, be open to admit that. Because you're putting in an unfair. Because granted, we're on the premise of hookup culture, right? Granted, you're being honest and you know, honestly, you must trust this person to be with your body. Why not trust them with your opinions?
I get that. I get what you mean. It's like, okay, it's not something that I mind saying. Like, I can say that. But it's like, normally, let's say it's the first time of you saying that, I might be comfortable with you on that level, but you might not yet be comfortable with me on that level. And that can go vice versa for a guy saying it to a woman as well. Like, I'm not saying that takes away. I'm not saying that just because I'm a woman I shouldn't initiate it. But it's more so of 9 times out of 10 how it's looked at. And although I might be ready for that step, you might not be ready for that step. I'm not scared on how you're going to perceive it. I just would rather not. Until you say it, then I know the feeling is mutual. I already know it's like that for me. But then when you say it, I know it's mutual. And it's like, okay, then we can go from there. Vice versa. If they they feel like that and they waited for me to say it, they know that it's mutual. Like either or. Even if neither of us say it, and let's say we just agree to hang out, not hook up, but we just agree to hang out, and we're enjoying each other's time, and that's what happens, neither of us had to say it because now it's mutual.
Well, I feel like let's go for a rule of thumb here. This is definitely a time and point where we need to come to a common ground. Right? If you idealize and you want a healthy, monogamous marriage or whatever synonym you use for courting or courtship, whichever one is preferable for your terms. Acknowledge that it is more fruitful to participate in more deepening connections. Not to say that you'll be with that person who you pick, but in a more intention where it's like I'm being with this person to see where it goes, to understand that I want something of some
Long term.
yeah, something of long term, something of measure.
Yeah, some
right?
substance.
Not saying that I'm abiding to it and I'm holding them to the standard. And being
Yeah, it sounds like a binding contract.
yeah, it's like being open, be like, yo, honestly, we may not be compatible. It may go left in terms of compatibility, right? So over time, don't attribute that person with a bad person unless they are bad. You know, like being little kids, that's bad. But if they're like, oh, I like soccer, you like hockey, we can't watch any game together. Compatibility.
Hockey though.
Exactly. exactly. And now, right?
My Apex friends watch this, they go be bad.
But if you're able to acknowledge that, hey, if you're open to hookup culture, have the conversations, be open and be honest with people who you're just like, hey, how do you feel about hookup culture, right? And also be acknowledged that it may not be proof for the long run. It just won't. No one can argue that, oh, no. You're like, oh, well, you need to explore your body before this. Yeah, but you explore your body during the marriage. Come on now.
Or like the whole means to an end is definitely weak sauce. But
Weak sauce. And all for argument. And like, oh, the same idea how you explored your body with that one guy you never saw before. You explore your body with someone who you're staying with. One can argue that's an even better experience. Explore your body with. But I digress.
no,
So
I think
then-
that's real quick because I just want to say like I think because that's that's kind of like my biggest critique. Also like one other thing, we're just like a big reason why I just kind of don't like what I like commonly see with it is just like the intentional dishonesty behind
Yeah,
it.
in the games.
Yeah, the game where everybody,
and
everybody trying to
Be
manipulate
honest.
the circumstances,
Or
the
you want
benefits.
chicks
It's like
get
high key.
chicks.
Yeah, because it's high key.
sorry.
It just sounds like a lot of predatory behavior when everybody wants to like manipulate the circumstances to artificially get them in their favors. It's like, yo, you can't tell me that doesn't sound weird. That you then lied, became a whole different person, a whole different persona, just to try to get sexual actions. Like, you know, that's a little bit weird to you. Like, come on now, like, especially when they know for a fact that if they were their honest selves, they wouldn't be getting that. I just can't get behind that. And then also just with the way that a lot of people like will rationalize and people say like, well, because this person, like from the jump, they accept that they're not going to be in their life long term. They kind of remove any actual like vetting process. And for me, I just think that's more so dangerous than anything, right? Because like, respectfully, I'm not getting naked with someone when they could be a serial killer. Like,
But let's be honest.
we have to
also,
like
like,
really
when it-
vet who we're literally just allowing, even just around us. Because this even goes from whether it's hookups, relationships, or just friends. Like, we even just like how we talked about in the accountability episode, but like we have to have some type of vetting process of who we're just letting around us. Right? Not even just seeing us like naked, but just around us in general. And many times that part just doesn't exist.
Especially when it's getting naked though.
I feel like there's many different features when it comes to hookup culture. Like everyone has their own idea of what hookup culture means to them. Cause me, like you describing like someone pretending to be someone else just to get what they want, or to be something else just to get what they want. I wouldn't even describe that as hookup culture because it's only hooking up on one side of the spectrum. You're kind of using your knowledge or their like for you to kind of get what you want and hook up with them, and it's like it's not the same because they actually like you, like they actually want more. So is it still considered hooking up just because they hooked up, or
That's the thing though.
does it differentiate between what they both wanted?
Because hookup culture is about the culture in itself, right? It's not basically like, oh, this one action is the hookup culture. It's hookup culture, right? That's a form of hooking up, right? Pretty much. Let's define it like the term of hooking up.
Wait, just real quick, I would like to preface though, I wasn't even saying most or just generalization, just saying like it's something I see often. That's all.
Yeah.
Just want
And I do want to clarify. Hookup culture is knowingly participating in having intercourse, knowing that it won't be long term, and knowing that you're not operating on the pretexts of I don't see myself being with this person in any capacity.
I had hookup
Outside.
culture clarified in my head all wrong.
Yes.
I had the definition wrong in my head this whole time.
Yeah. And
I take back everything I said.
Now, once again, and if you're hooking up and thinking that it's going to last, and it don't last shortly, and it's pretty short.
Yeah, it definitely is to give grace for that because obviously that wasn't.
No one knows. You don't have like, oh, let me see the future. You can't. Right? Like, remember, a lot of people have a lot of people who they're not compatible with. But
so this is like sneaky links.
Huh?
Like sneaky links.
Yeah, or open.
That's a part of it because some people be proud that they be. I mean, I don't want to say proud, but they be proud and loud about it. So
What's unfortunate though is people who get involved in this hookup culture that end up wanting to actually settle down, but it's just like, and it's like dealing with the person that's like playing mind games is just really, insert bleep here because, it's really messed up. But it's just like at the end of the day, you have to think about, okay, what type of timing was me and this person on? What were we doing in this situation that we had? What was it supposed to be? Because then it's just like, oh my God, like, damn, now I really want this person, but like,
it literally all comes back to communication.
Yeah.
Every time. Because you really won't know. It's like, they could tell you one thing and that's the tricky part about communication too, because it's like, you can communicate what you want, but we can only hear you for what you said because what you said in your mind, we don't know.
Remember we was talking about that? If you say X, Y, and Z, it means X, Y, and Z. Like,
right. But it's like, sometimes it doesn't always mean X, Y, and Z.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like, I love you and I want to be with you, but in my head it's like, nah, I just want to bleep. Like,
And that's why it takes the person to be honest, because people are going to take you at face value what you say.
Yeah.
And they should.
Oh my gosh. Do you guys ever hear the fact, like, I'm gonna ask you, Deona, because you're a woman.
Okay.
So you ever heard, like, a guy be like, like you can say, but you told me this. You said you wanted to do this, and you showed me something different. And they were like, yeah, because I know if I said it out right, you wouldn't accept it. And you just be like, so why not be with somebody who accepts it? Like, it just makes, it makes no... It makes no sense.
Jimmy, play that sound, please.
Wow.
Don't say that sound. Which one, man?
that guy's
this to
thing.
me.
Wow.
You should know the sound.
Look, man, look. You say that one, I'm just like, look, too
You
many options, too
hear
many
that
options.
so many times. It's not even just one guy. You hear that so many times.
Yo, y'all know that episode of SpongeBob where he's like in his brain trying to find his name, so it's like the file cabinet. That's literally my brain.
It's just
when you
like-
say play that sound, I'm like, oh,
Insert
man,
Lauryn Hill here because it could all just be so simple, but you rather make it hard. Like, I'm not about to sing for y'all. But I just feel like you said X, Y, and Z, right? Back to this X, Y, and Z thingy. But it's just like, if you meant what you said when you said X, Y, and Z, then all of this could have been avoided.
And honestly,
All of it.
listen to me. Listen to me. Like, it's facts. It's literal facts.
Every time I say facts, I'm doing that now.
Facts. Hear me out. If you want buns, you can get buns.
Just say that.
Okay?
just buy
Not
the hot
mine.
dog first.
Just personally, I don't subscribe to hooking up. However, if that is what you want, be honest, be transparent.
Just be
If
honest.
she says no, hear me out. Next one may say no as well. And third one. And the fourth one. And the fifth one. Who knows? But those buns on the seventh one is way more valuable because it's consensual and it's honest.
Consent.
Right? This whole facade game, you're gross, you're played out, and you're disgusting. Please stop it.
Facts. The crazy part is, she just might say yes.
Well, you wouldn't know because now
You
she's
wouldn't.
falling into like this actual love game because she's like, yo, I mean, guard my heart. Let me not fall in love with this person. Let me just get, give him access.
Right.
But now it's like, oh.
Now you thought you was playing her, but you played just.
And then it's
Right.
good too, bro.
And
you
then it's
really
like-
listening for disaster, man.
And then
He
it's
said-
like, can we stop the whole thing about like sparing feelings?
Yes.
No. We need to be honest. We're not going to spare feelings here because you trying to spare that person's feelings is actually getting them, insert bleep here, up. You know what I'm saying? Because no.
I think we could spare a little bit. Only,
Not mine.
maybe I'm thinking
I know who you're
give
talking
context.
to.
Yeah, because just like how I was talking about like the brutal honesty thing is just like have some empathy and don't just be brutal. For example, like,
It's brutal out here.
nah, because I've noticed and this is like kind of often like I don't want to say often, but I've seen it way too often. Like, let's say like there's like a guy asking out a girl, and then she record and be like, "How do they feel? Yeah, I feel like this. Oh, but you ugly." You know, just like.
Oh yeah, so like
Okay, no,
That's not necessary.
That's different.
So it's like
That's different.
instead of saying like, look, I'm not looking for anything serious right now. I'm not trying to look and settle down. I just want to, explore
options.
Intimately, and that's it, and then nothing further. As opposed to, your only value to me is your body.
Word, like
Two different things. Two different
exactly.
things.
And it's not to say that one is a lie in their opinion.
Yeah.
But it's just like cheese and
The
rice.
delivery matters.
You could have a little bit of respect when
Yeah.
addressing
Oh,
the
yeah.
person.
It's
You know
not
what
what
I'm
you
saying?
say, it's how you say it.
Right, and don't come off crazy, just come off clear. Be clear, concise, and just get to the point. One thing I hate is like a person who tries to like just drag it out. My dude, just say what you need to say. Is that
I have a little story. Right? Story time.
Story
for
time?
Yeah, we could, like,
Story time.
all right, so like based on what we were talking about, like there was this girl that I met up with on a dating app. I don't use dating apps.
Dating
anymore.
apps,
I
we need
hate
to talk
dating
about
apps.
that.
I hate dating apps. But we met up, and like I told her from the get-go, like, listen, I don't want anything romantic at all. I'm just here to clap some cheeks. That's it. Maybe you want to do it more than once, a couple of days, whatever. Like I'm all for that. Yeah.
You said that off rip?
You said that?
What?
You said you wanted to clap.
That was in your bio?
No, I did say like.
thought about it?
No, in my bio,
was
I'm just
like-
like I'm not looking for anything serious. But I told her like,
Yo.
yeah, I'm not looking for anything serious. I just want to, explore my options and all that.
The insides.
Yes. And eventually she agreed. Like we saw each other like as tools to each other. Like I literally told her like you're just a tool to me, and she said the same thing. She said the same thing. We're mutual on how we feel
That's
about
the
it.
thing, though.
I love the
feel like people, like,
mutuality.
a lot of people.
It's
they-
so
they-
sexy when it's mutual.
Whoa.
It is. Sexy?
Well, yes. Actually, yes.
It
As a clear cut rule, as a clear cut rule, yes, mutual consent is very attractive and very appealing. But like, hey, hear me out, right? Don't be judging now, okay? Right? In terms of mutual consent and respect, if people agree to a dialect in a conversation, that's their thing. Don't impose your beliefs and your opinions, especially when it's not inherently detrimental. So respect that. But continue.
Ooh, there was a thought. It was just like a sentence. Don't make the decision for them.
Yeah, it was
Like
all,
when
it's all
you're
honesty. Yeah.
when you're literally lying to them and deceiving for what you actually want, like just to get what you want, it's like you made the decision for them. Like you're going to give me this because I'm gonna tell you this so that you can give me this.
Yeah, we were all just mutual, and we even got ourselves STD checkings. We came out well and all that, but she still wanted me to use a condom.
checked.
That's another thing. STDs. That's why I don't participate in hookup culture, because STDs scared me.
Be
like
safe
I
out
wanna,
here, folks.
Yeah, like I
Even
wanna.
with a condom, you still
Wrap it
catch
up.
it.
Yeah,
Yep.
even when we checked ourselves out, we were fine, but I still use a condom because I'm not trying to get her pregnant or anything like that.
Right.
But essentially,
Wrap it
like, eventually as time went on, like she told me that she's like an unemotional person. Like she doesn't have feelings for anything or anything like that. But as we went on,
It's not healed.
Or she gonna be a sociopath. Like once again,
That too.
a lot of things
she
don't
was a
have to-
huge
doesn't have to
nerd.
be
She was a huge nerd.
Did she
right?
tell you this? Did she tell you this before you guys entangled?
What do you mean, like not emotional?
Yeah.
Yeah, before we hooked up. But
Okay.
Eventually, she started to catch feelings for me. She started like seeing me like attractive and all that.
I'm kidding.
But no, because was that what you wanted?
I did not want that.
See,
no,
so then
yeah.
it's not. No, guys, let's not clap. Let's not clap.
No. I was
Wait.
Because then it's two people that want two different things.
Oh, yeah,
but
yeah,
now
of course.
she's deep in, and you're like out.
He's deep
After
in
you
technically.
were
But no, I told her
now
like.
you're
Oh my god!
I told her like, why do you have feelings for me? Like,
because you was deep in. Now she's deep
I
in.
know. I was
You
like,
started it.
I was curious. I'm like,
exactly what she was
like, I was curious. Like, I was like, we were just hooking up. That's it. Like, you don't really know much about me besides like, I work. I like film. You're a huge nerd. She goes to Columbia University.
And that big
Oh,
party.
you getting real specific on here. You better tell us her name or something.
No.
Okay. You said she goes to Columbia.
She's extremely smart and all that.
As she should.
Yeah. But
It seems like you know a lot. Like,
not a lot.
it seems like you
Not
had a
lot.
decent conversation.
But I was just like, why do you like me? Like, actually, like, why do you like me? Like, you don't really know anything about me. She just like, I just like you. I'm like, do you just love this?
It's the sex.
Yeah. Like, is it the sex? Like,
You're different. But why? How am I different?
Ain't that meme? I'm trying to hit.
the next day though,
That'd be weak.
the last time I saw her, I'm like, yeah, I'm out. Like, I don't want to do this anymore because you're catching feelings for me. This is not what I signed up for. And plus, like,
It's not in the contract.
I'm gonna prioritize my needs than my wants.
And
So.
what was her response to that?
She hates you now.
No, I could tell, like, how do I describe an unemotional person? Like, I could tell she had walls built up, but at the same time, like, it was just, okay, bye. But from her reaction, it's like she tried to persuade me, like, it's okay to have, like, hookups with person or just one person. You could keep going on without having, like, emotional tie-ins. But I told her, like, well, first of all, you do have emotions. And second, like, I don't want to keep on continue with someone that I don't have emotions with, like feelings. I'd rather be with someone that I do. So, deuces.
But you said you wanted an emotional connection to her.
No, I didn't. That's what
No,
she.
that's what she wanted from you.
She initially wanted. No, she didn't initially want it, but she started to develop it.
Okay.
I don't know. I just can't
And that's
get
the
behind,
tricky part about
Yeah.
hookup culture.
See, that's why
I can't get behind
you know?
anybody. I literally can't get behind calling anybody a tool.
Call
Calling somebody a tool. I can't. I could never. I just can't.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
just
no,
so
yeah.
Like, look at you. You
It's
little
it's literally heart wrenching for me to actually
say
even
that
think. Is that a
regular.
pun?
Yeah, it's just
like,
like,
look at you, little screw.
No, she used me as like an exercise, like over some things that she wanted to. Like,
I don't know why, it sounds so demoralizing. I love
Yeah,
it.
it is.
His face is so tense. Yeah, you know, because she used me. She saw no value in me.
yeah,
And she was being
it was mutual. It was mutual.
At the
Essentially.
see, that's the unfortunate part. That's really unfortunate. But can we talk about dating apps though? Because like I can't just let you touch upon that and
Listen,
just let
Hinge?
it go. Like,
You the man.
yo, how
You're
is
the man.
Hinge? Hinge is valid?
Hinge is actually, don't they got voice notes and everything? Now you can hear how
You
deep
can
their
hear their
voice
voice?
is.
Damn.
It's crazy because you would, oh my God. It's crazy how many people's faces don't
Match their voice.
You know what's really crazy? Jimmy knows how people's height don't match their bodies.
Wow,
Height
Richard.
doesn't match.
No,
the
it's-
body.
I mean, how height doesn't match your pictures. My bad. Yeah.
That's crazy. I
That's
thought
really
I
crazy.
thought Richard was like 5'5". This man is 6 something. But your pictures make you look short. Ooh.
I'm 6'1". And this is the video of that. Yeah. They're like, oh, you gotta look. No, bro. Like, you got insecurities.
I want y'all
No, I
to
don't
literally
think anyone
go
wants
to his Instagram
And
and tell me like all of our personal Instagrams are on there. Like I literally want you to go, or it's on our IG. I literally want you to go to his Instagram and tell me what does it look like his height is.
I'm not gonna hold you. A few dudes be lying about their height. It's just the truth. I'm not even gonna cap for y'all.
But it's
over here.
understandable though.
They be
because-
lying about their height on the app.
It's not
And just
understandable
like-
because when I see you in person, you cannot. What are you
Okay,
gonna
so
do?
hear
Wear
me out.
platform?
Hear me out.
What you mean by that?
Understandable and morally right to do for things, right? Hear me out.
That's still very dangerous waters, Richard.
Hear me out.
Especially on dating apps when we were just talking about access
No,
to
but hear
people.
me out, right? Like I'm saying, like it's understandable why they do it. I'm not saying it's right they do it. If that makes sense, right? Because the pressures that be put in, as literally how women will have in their bios. If you're shorter than 5'10", don't swipe right or don't slide in my DMs.
But it's like if you know you're shorter than 5'10" and you eventually plan to see this person in person.
That's what I'm
Then why
saying.
not?
There is accountability.
That's what I'm saying. But like
Right.
literally, if the general populace, and I mean practically everyone you see on your social media platforms, is saying that you're not worthy to even talk to me because you're not even eye level, I can see why people can just have that as a means to just get some corner of attention because they don't want to be alone.
But I mean,
Now, once again, not saying that's right. Understandable.
I get it and I don't.
Do I agree to doing that? No, of course not.
Because you're tall, you don't have to.
but that goes,
I'm playing. It was a joke.
that goes back to topics like insecurities. It's rooted in your own insecurity, and not saying that it's that's just something that you're facing. But it's just like if you want to talk to this person, if you want to be with this person, they're just gonna have to accept you for you. And why lie? Because at the end of the day, when they see you and they see that you are a different height, they're gonna be like, oh wow, but this, person said that they were this way and they're not. So it's just like,
But no,
Would you rather just be
us
like,
as well.
okay, we're gonna end this here in the DMs before you meet that person, or get shunned in person?
But that's OD. But that's why it's us on us as well. Like, why are we
us?
like the populace?
Okay.
Like to import, like if we talk about society and how like the negative pressures, right? The negative effects. People talk about how we contribute to these and can perpetuate new positive effects. Like,
right.
you are worthy.
Like, honestly, I feel like it goes the same with, people talking about their weight too. If someone asked me for my weight and I said I was 200 pounds and then I see them in person and I'm 300 pounds, if that's something that matters to them, it's going to impact the situation. So it's just like, don't lie.
I feel like it should be none of your business. I'm like, none of you.
You can it's also an option to put your height on these apps as well. 9 times out of 10, if they ask, then that's a different.
But
that's
it's
a
sad though
different story.
because if you peep, people who are a height, for example, like I'm not gonna not put my height. Actually, I will now to be like throw people off and to you gonna see and respect me as a human being.
You should put 5'7". Give
I'm
him
not
a
gonna
little.
lie, I'm just not gonna put it.
Give him a little surprise.
That
literally
wow.
That literally is just
Yo,
back
I'm
up.
gonna make that a clip. Yo, I'm never letting that down.
Cause that literally back. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just
this
not
is
gonna
be
put it
hilarious.
back.
I'm gonna love what we watch in the video. I'm gonna put the time in the beginning of the video so you can fast forward and see that clip.
Yeah, that was. Yikes! That was an interesting sound to me.
And the face. Yo, I'm gonna play this.
Don't do that. Come on, now my ugly laughs is coming out. Y'all wild.
But
Continue what you were saying.
But yeah, like, what I was gonna say? Yeah, like, well, how we at? Like, I think we have to really play what's the word? Be very implicit and then imply a connotation as to why we do certain things, right? Mm-hmm. Not only with the height thing, we have preferences. Acknowledge preferences, right? I want someone who is this height. Does not mean I hate people who are that lower than that height.
Right.
And have these certain speaks and dialogues because people can feel like, oh snap, they may hate me because I'm lower than this.
But that's the thing. A lot of people aren't showing preference; they're just showing discrimination.
Exactly.
Like it's not just to say I would prefer you to be 5'12" like me, but then they'll be like, under 6 feet, you're trash.
Yeah.
It's just like.
Right. I feel like jobs have taught us that. I prefer someone bilingual. I feel like jobs have taught us that.
And it's crazy though, because jobs, that's a high risk, but they be mad lenient compared to a lot of people.
Bro, I know I'm not bilingual, and I got mad jobs as a requirement as a bilingual.
They can be a lot more lenient than a lot of people in their preferences.
Never mind. But okay, I feel like I had something. Oh, I had a question. Do you?
I'm sorry, because the disrespect that I witnessed, right? I remember this girl I'm talking about. She wants a man with money, ambition.
Oh, I know where you're
I know where
going.
this is going. I know where this is going.
This man had everything, but was 5'9". Oh, he's just money. She's like 5'3". I'm like, yo, sis,
She
you
will
hear
piggyback rides
yourself.
when her feet don't touch the floor.
This man was on it. Now I love this man because he said, "Nah, I'm done." This man didn't put that much effort into it. He moved on. I'm like, as you should, king. Cause it'd be crazy.
That's what they should do. But then they other ones be boohoo.
I can't find a good man.
But they
All
literally-
the men make 6'3".
Best for you.
Man, when they look at themselves, like, say that.
Please do. That was
But
good.
when they have like expectations like those, like you want a man with money, tall, muscular, whatever. But when they look at themselves, they have nothing going for them.
See, and that's something
too.
big to talk upon. A lot of people do have certain preferences, but it's just like, are they able to also give back? You see, if I'm asking for something, I'm not gonna ask for something that I can't provide back.
Right.
And I feel like
Or
everyone
at least
should,
compensate.
Right.
yeah, and everyone should have that mindset.
Facts.
It's kind of like one thing that I've heard before, I'm not saying everyone should follow that, but one thing that I've heard and I stuck to was become what you want to attract. That doesn't mean you have to be super masculine or anything like that, but the other things that come with that, like having a good job and money and being fit or doing that, like you can't be the opposite of everything that you said you want to be like, oh, but I expect this. Because then what are people who are like that expecting? They're not expecting you to look like this. You know, so it's like, yeah. But can I ask my question now, Richard?
Oh, sorry.
I have another question, but go on.
Okay.
Yo.
On dating apps, not saying that you guys are on them, but if you were on them, would you prefer, because on Hinge they have this, would you prefer someone to put in their bio whether they have kids or not? Or
I
put
was
in their
getting to that.
thing?
I was getting to that, yeah.
Not in their bio, but it's like on Hinge is literally like categories. So it says, I'm vaccinated, I'm a smoker, whatever, I have children, or I don't want children, or I want children in the future type thing.
Ooh, I want to go. Nah, put it in your bio. Like, that's something that's like a deal breaker for me. It has to be in your bio. If you have kids, I need to know, because that's my deal breaker. Just saying, you know, I'm not, definitely, you know, go on, support your kids. That's amazing. You have kids, that's amazing. But for me, no. Yeah.
I'm like in my 20s. I'm young. I could start a family with somebody else. Why would I date with somebody that has kids? And plus, like, what if their mother or whatever, their ex, comes back in the picture, and then like, what's going on with me?
I don't be feeling the baby mama drama.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like, me
definitely
personally, I just like, I think I'm best case scenario.
Yeah.
Right. If I have kids, heavy on the if, I'm going to be in their life.
Right.
120%, a million, like a gazillion %.
Support your kids.
So I know
Like
that,
that.
and this is why I want the mother to be my partner. Right? Like I'm literally making sure like partner I have, unless some galactic world event stops the mother and me from being together, and we have kids. Yeah, but like I feel like that's just me. I
So
want
you
that.
would prefer your first kid to also be her first kid?
Yes.
Yeah.
And me knowing that, right? I know that if I am, once again, I'm a young man, attractive, with ambitions and a future, right? I allow myself with someone who has the freedoms that I have. I know you don't got freedoms if you got responsibilities. For life. That is a lifelong commitment and responsibility. And I don't want to infringe upon that because I know I have demands.
Yeah.
And I want and I deserve a single woman who can reciprocate. And you just can't. I don't want you to with kids. I just don't want you to. Respectfully.
Yeah. Like I wouldn't even want you to put your kid before me, cause then I'm gonna look at you different and be like, I'm not even that man daddy. Like it's like.
Replace that again. You said I don't want you to put your kid before me.
Yeah, like let's say for example, if I was dating someone who had kids, right? I know that I have specific needs and wants and stuff like that. So it's kind of like, let's say, oh, I wanted to hang out this day, but you scheduled to see your child that day, and now you're like,
Go see a child.
right? Like I'd prefer you to go see your
Yeah, I
child
don't
than
want
to come.
the
Like
choice to be like me, the child.
right,
Yeah.
but I also know that I'm going to be upset that you don't choose me. But I also wouldn't want you to choose me. So I would rather you just not have a kid.
Yeah,
Right. Just don't.
a lot of patience
not-
and time.
Yeah, like I'm not even gonna hold you. My friends know, like when I'm talking to dudes and let's on these apps or whatever, I always ask them, I'm like, do you have kids? Period.
Some
Just
of them be
ask.
lying, and that's
They
crazy.
be lying. But I like to ask right away because it's just like I'm not even gonna get into anything further with you. Let's stop that right there, and just let me know if you have
Yo,
kids.
I saw my friend talking to some guy, and his little girl ran in the background. He was like, "Oh, that's so cute. Is that your niece?" She's like, "No, that's my daughter." She hung up the phone so fast.
I'm crying. I actually wouldn't mind it. Like normally it's like I would prefer not to, but it's like if I feel like I'm actually creating a genuine like bond and relationship with you and stuff like that, and you happen to have a kid, it's like I don't mind that, because just because you have a kid that doesn't mean that I'm automatically a step parent or whatever the case may be. And I feel like that's how some people go into it. So I don't like to think like that, because it's like not saying that you guys did, but as far as like the talking stage, again, it's like I want to see where that talking stage goes. If I feel like I'm compatible enough with you to start dating, I will think about the possibility of being a step parent, but I'm not gonna put that on me as a responsibility until you even want me to meet your child, type thing. So I don't mind it. I don't always prefer it, but it's like it really depends on the person.
Yeah, I feel like it's very like situational, but I feel like just for the most part, this wouldn't be like the optimal circumstance, just because. Well, one, like, you know, just kind of like how you said, Joao, like, you don't know if or when the ex comes back, and just kind of be like, all right, you kind of get kicked to the curb.
That could have been their first love.
Literally.
Yeah. Just saying it
It's
on your
usually
face, like I was ready to be their parent. Like
exactly. And it's just, when you know that there are, assuming that you can have options with that don't have that risk of basically you getting replaced by that person, it's just like, I just
it's a safer decision.
Yeah, it's just literally just mitigation of risk.
Especially when the option is always there that there's people without kids.
Exactly.
And then
that's why I don't like this kind of like stereotype where it's like, oh well, it's why the whole line about you have kids. I gotta find someone to date me because I need to find a partner because I need someone to love me and cherish me.
Y'all don't need nobody. Go to Jesus.
And I feel like it's just a weird dynamic because, and then too, why are you not proud to own your kids?
Right. And then
Like you did that. Like that's your like they have your face.
Like lying other insecurities is unacceptable to a degree because that's not choice. Right. Like I feel like people understand choice and what's given to you. Right. Mm-hmm. You choose to have kids. Well, consensual. For most part, for most part, you know.
Unless it just happened though.
Yeah.
I mean, it was still your choice to give birth.
What do you mean by just happen?
Yeah, like
woke up and you had a
like,
kid next
exactly. It's your choice not to get protected and all that.
How many dads?
That's what I'm saying.
That's what they're doing. They're like,
We're here.
I wake up and be like, who this?
Imagine.
my dad.
What the? Like,
how much did I?
I'm just saying, like, not every kid is planned. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but the decision itself was still taken.
But once it's plain, like once it's there.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry, once they're there, you don't love that? You don't love that kid?
some
Me
people be
personally,
killing
I
their
can't
kids.
fathom not loving a kid of mine.
Hell yeah.
Other than, of course, sad to say, but like a very traumatic experience or like something that's derogatory to send. But other than that, on the premise that it's consensual, I don't see it. I can't fathom it. And I don't want you around me if you fathom another possibility.
It was especially like if you're dating to marry, like if you're dating to marry someone, then you definitely have to look at like what type of person you're trying to get involved with.
That is true.
It's just
Be honest with yourself and others and have clear communication and comprehension with these decisions.
And plus, like, also, like, what happened between you and the baby mama?
Word.
What happened?
I have to know that.
Exactly.
Like, I need to know she hates your guts.
Like, what's
and
the
you never
reason
have
why
a
you guys,
chance
like,
again.
separated?
Whoa.
I do. Or not hate your guts, but I need to know that you never have a chance again.
But even if they tell you there would never be something again, it could.
No.
Yeah, like things could
She gotta
change.
tell me. No. She gotta tell me.
I'm screaming,
No.
but she'll be the. You never know. She could tell you
Yeah.
that and be at his house the next day. You just
You
don't
never
know.
know. It's like the only way that you're gonna know is like their interaction with each other, because there's actually parents out here who do good at co-parenting. Like they have a whole system and they're moved on with their lives. Like shout out to those people. If that's you, you're doing a good job. But there's also people who it's very dysfunctional. There's also those I'm sorry, but if you are like this, I don't like you. If you are a baby mother or a mother of someone's child and you are deliberately keeping the father from that child for your own selfish reasons, you need to cut it out. Because you're giving that child trauma that they don't need because of whatever emotions that you had attached to that person and however that situation went down. Don't make that decision for that child because they're gonna regret you later.
And also, right, for me, don't be putting your business in the parents of the drama, right? Me personally, I don't come from a two-parent household, and I love how people love to point fingers about not being a household.
Right.
It's like, oh, well, she's keeping them from the kids. do you even know that person's a bum? Like, do you know that I'm actually being saved, not being around one of them because they don't do anything?
Right.
But yeah, that sounds
Like if you
understanding of like
I am gonna
the
correct
situation.
that. If you have a logical reason, yes. But if it's purely based on your
No, you said it right. You said
We can go back. We can go back.
Making sure.
Episode.
I take it back. No, I'm sorry.
We need to go back to that. No backtrack. You said what you said. You said what you said. Period. Oh yeah, Jimmy. What's the next topic, bro?
Ooh. Next topic.
I mean, the next sub-topic.
I mean,
you got a question?
I was actually just thinking about something. Yeah.
The next episode.
Oh, right. We'll have to keep it for the next episode then.
Where we change outfits.
Yeah, because we're clean.
Yo, because
We're looking fresh and
Fresh to death.
it's
Shower.
really crazy though, because like there's still so much more nitty gritty
so
we can
much.
get to. So
Yeah,
hey,
man.
if there's a part 3 next week,
let us
just a
know.
part 3 next week.
We extended your Valentine's Day. You're welcome.
Oh, by the way, feel free to just let us know what you're doing for Valentine's Day
Word.
in the comments, right, guys?
Word.
Yeah.
Did y'all have a nice dinner?
Yo,
you get one of those
honestly-
life-size teddy bears?
What I want to know is that you've been watching our videos and how fruitful experience you've been. Because respectfully, I feel like you should know enough content and enough acumen to weed out those negative and not even negative, just non-compatible, right? Non-compatible people
Yeah.
around you. So I'm
Shoot
curious
your
to
shot.
know, you know?
Facts.
Shoot your shot.
Not at me.
You said, no, I'm playing? No, I'm curious.
No. She said shoot your shot. I said not at me.
You said, no, I'm playing.
Shoot your shot. Okay?
Was I?
You'll make it in with that person.
We'll
I
find
promise.
out on the next episode.
But this was
yeah.
good. Thank y'all for tuning in, yo.
Big shout out, of
Word.
course.
Shout out to y'all, man.
Shout out Dunzo Vision, right? My son Luke.
Word.
Big shout out his content. Yo, this man has an eye. This man has an eye. This man has an eye.
Got the eyes.
He got the eye. And he got the lens.
And the hands for that.
And the hands and the skills. Big ups, you want discount, you trying to do a little affection thing, trying to get a little love shoot going on, or you want social for yourself, you need a portrait, yo,
Just hit him up. Say Club Noir loves Luke. Get that 15%.
15.
And then, yo, hey, we gonna promote the pictures too, cause hey,
what I'm saying,
we already know it's gonna look good. So,
that's facts.
word. And shout out to OG Kitchen. Y'all be feeding me well for like 2 weeks.
I'm gonna just the way they be talking about y'all. I'm gonna have to come pay a visit.
You should have done it already, but you know what? People be
Alright.
slacking.
I have things to do, but
We went last week, definitely. We definitely went last week.
anyway,
Word.
thank you guys for tuning
Word.
in. Thank you for our guest again who didn't go home.
Big shout
We'll
out
see
to
y'all
y'all.
next
Big
Follow
shout out
me.
to Joao.
Follow me, guys.
Word.
All the links
Subscribe
will
to
be
my YouTube,
below.
Dialogue Grant.
Facts. If you want, a little content, a little freshen up on some videos you watch, or some movies you watch, this man got the skill and acumen to know about the scripts,
This guy.
the theater jargon, the films, the artists, the play. Man,
We're like the moms who always say we're about to leave.
Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I gotta go now. What time is it?
so
I
yeah,
forgot.
success.
Thank you. And yeah, we'll see y'all later. Success.